In October 1939, Martin E. Segal started the company that would bear his name in a small office across the street from the famous Empire State Building.
With my sister as my only employee, we rented a one-room office at 347 Fifth Avenue, corner of 34th Street. And it was a small office that had a desk and 2 chairs. And when we had our first client, or prospective client, my sister had to go out in the hall because there wasn't enough room for 3 of us in that one office.
The next decade brought growth to the business as the economy expanded during the World War II years.
The growth of the company was very much tied to events happening around us. And Marty Segal, he saw the opportunity to work with unions, which the few competitors we had at that time didn't seem terribly anxious to do. And that was sort of a field that was cut out for us.
The Labor Management Relations Act of 1947, known as the Taft-Hartley Act, and the U.S. Supreme Court decision on inland steel in 1949 helped establish jointly trusteed, collectively bargained pension and health and welfare benefit plans. The rapid growth of these plans spurred the growth of the Martin E. Segal Company through the 1950s.
It was exciting working for the company during those years because we were growing very, very quickly. I fell in here in 1954 for a summer job where there were only 40 people.
What started with expertise in group health benefits expanded in the 1950s to include retirement benefits. And the number of locations also expanded.
The Chicago office was the first office that opened outside of New York, and that opened in the summer of 1954. And then it was followed that year, I think 1 year later, by San Francisco.
Other offices opened around the U.S. and Canada as the company saw opportunities to serve a wider array of clients in additional markets.
We were hired in about 1960, I think, perhaps a little earlier, by the state of Hawaii, their retirement system.
And additional public sector clients soon followed.
We were hired by the state of Kansas, the state of Delaware, and then also about 1960, we got hired for a massive study of the city of New York.
By the 1960s, the Martin E. Segal Company was also building a reputation with private employers.
I think that the corporate business at the beginning was sort of a footnote. It was because we had opportunities and we seized them, and we didn't early on have any strategy. By the time we got into the early 70s, it became clear to a number of us that it would be a good idea to expand into corporate business because there was a lot of potential, and what we learned in the multi-employer business would apply there reasonably well.
New markets, as well as new challenges facing plan sponsors, led to expansions in our services.
I would say that our expansion into other services was almost without exception, if not without exception, based on our perception of client needs. It was not, we have a great idea, let's see if we can go sell it. But clients asked us questions and had concerns, and we said it would be good for them, hence good for us, if we could help them solve the problems.
Compliance consulting, investment consulting, communications, administration, total compensation. The list kept growing.
Our most satisfied clients, I would say, are those who deal with the range of our services and get the full breadth of what we do.
The passage of ERISA in 1974 brought about more changes and challenges.
At the beginning, it created an awareness that didn't exist before, which was very helpful, and it also started to create a structure of compliance in a positive way. Ultimately, it's become more of a challenge, but it certainly drove our business and the business of our competitors to heights we couldn't really have imagined.
And what of Segal today? The company does not rest on its laurels.
When I look back at my 8 years at Segal, it seems to have gone by with the blink of an eye. We've accomplished a lot during that period of time. We've grown the firm and maintained profitability, even throughout the Great Recession. There were many, many things that we did incrementally during that period of time that helped the firm throughout that period and will help the firm in the long run.
Recent additions to our capabilities include stochastic modeling and live modeling, a doubling of our staff and research capabilities in our investment solutions business, expansions of our health consulting services, as well as our insurance business. And we have expanded our services to meet the needs of our higher education and major league sports clients.
We've enhanced all of our services and at the same time done this with what I call a one-company philosophy. And by that I mean that the resources of our entire firm are available to all our clients. We share resources regardless of location, regardless of practice. We bring the best possible teams to the clients when necessary.
And we do that in all our chosen markets: multi-employer, public sector, and private sector.
Perhaps one of the most significant things as a consulting firm that differentiates us from our competitors is that we are a privately held company. That may not seem significant, but in fact it is. When you're managing a group of professionals like we have in an organization, it's my belief that a privately held organization is the best way to do that. We are able to make decisions quickly, unlike many of our competitors who have to go through layers of bureaucracy to make decisions. And we always make sure that we put our clients first, not Wall Street analysts.
Why was the company successful in those early decades?
We, in effect, are in the business of helping other people in times of distress. When they're ill, when they're retired, the families when the person dies.
Marty was very concerned about quality, that we do very high quality work. He was very concerned about reputation. It had to be errorless work to the extent possible. It had to be work that was very understood by the client.
There's enormous satisfaction working with clients to help them solve problems of consequence, not just how to make a plan comply, something much broader than that. And that's very satisfying. And as our relationships deepen and broaden, we get into lots of areas which are in some ways new to us, which by its very nature is stimulating intellectually. And the clients that I've worked with over the years, many of whom have become friends, are a wide range of intelligent, caring people that I wouldn't have met under other circumstances.
We run a business that was beyond reproach in terms of reputation. And I think that carries on to this day.
What we do matters. We're the white hats. We do things that help people. So on all levels, I'm always stimulated. I want to come to work every day.
2014 is the firm's 75th anniversary. Marty Segal, who passed away in 2012, was very much looking forward to this anniversary. He was planning to visit most of the offices, and it's just amazing, at the age of 95, he was looking ahead. And it's unfortunate that he's not with us and he won't be able to do that. But at the same time, I think Marty realized that the 75th anniversary was the beginning of a new era for the Segal firm and a new future. We are going to continue to adapt to change. It's what made us so great these past 75 years. We don't continue to do the same thing over and over. We make changes incrementally. We make changes so that our clients are well served, and we make changes so that we are the best and the brightest out there. We'll continue to do that incrementally. We have to make sure that we maintain both our short-term and long-term view of our business and the world, and we will do it successfully, and we will do it by maintaining our culture, keeping our clients first, and recognizing that our people are our best assets.